All right. Well, good morning, everyone. It is another fantastic Monday morning here at Health Plan Markets. Thank you guys for being on the call. It is the holidays. If you haven't felt it already, it's here. Went out last night to try to get a last minute gift for the kids, and it was madness. The shelves were empty. Things were missing. I think people lost some fingers. It was pretty wild. So if you haven't done your Christmas shopping, I will pray for you because it is going to be madness for you out there. It is the 22nd, and we're going to talk about essentially, what does the end of the year look like for you and what you should be doing during this time besides trying to keep your sanity with family and the holidays and all the other stuff that's going to happen, this week and next week. But first of all, I want to go through our company hours so you guys are aware, who's on staff, who's on duty here at Health Plan Markets. So we are open today. We are open tomorrow. However, tomorrow we are going to have a half day. So we'll be closing at 1 o'clock tomorrow, December 23rd. We will be closed Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday this week. We're celebrating Christmas. So we'll be closed Christmas Eve, Christmas, and then the 26th. And then we will be back to work next week, next Monday as well, on the 29th, regular hours there. And then copy, paste, repeat. We're going to do a half day on the 30th, closing at 1 o'clock on the 30th. And then we are off New Year's Eve, which is the 31st. We're off on the 1st and the 2nd. So it's a short week this week. We want to make sure that we're here because some of you are still selling. Way to go. We're going to talk about that too. But there is work to be done. I know, some of you, your phones are still ringing, and that's why you're on this call, and we appreciate that. So those are the hours. If you have any questions on that, pop them in the chat. I know Mike and his team and Sergio and his team are going to be on call essentially. So, someone will be manning the support at askhpm.com. So, if for whatever reason we're closed and you have an emergency or whatever the case might be, please make sure that you send us an email. Email is best. We are watching the email. Again, support at askhpm.com. I'm putting that in the chat here. And then we are moving phone systems. So I don't know if I've mentioned that before, but we're moving our phone systems over. I think all of that's been pretty much done as far as the main number is concerned. So, Mike and his team, if you discover an issue or whatever the case might be, make sure that, you keep trying. I can tell you that text messaging is not working for us right now. In general, the FCC is really hard on businesses with text messaging right now, just because there's a ton of spam going on. But I am going to put the phone number in the chat again, 844-696-3975. So that is our phone number, and we are going to do our best to answer that call, even after those hours that I just mentioned. So I do appreciate everybody and their patience during the holidays. So thank you all for that. So moving on. Training calendar. Let's jump in. What's going on this week? I'm going to share my screen. Give me a second here. Because believe it or not, there is going to be some training this week. We'll do this one here. All right, if I could get a thumbs up that you guys can see my screen okay. While I'm waiting for that thumbs up. Thank you, got it. Says, Al, I need to touch base later. I have a gentleman in this SEP from retirement. This is from Heather. I'll be getting his background and info at 10. Oh, you're looking for Al. Okay. Again, same thing, Heather. If you want to call, we can route that call, or you can shoot an email, or if you need Al's number, I'm sure somebody in this chat can get it to you. He may or may not be on this call, but just letting you know. All right, here we go. So this is HQ. Just a quick update on this platform. Mike and the team have done a fantastic job putting together HQ, but we are moving on to HQ 2.0. And I've mentioned this before, that if you're interested in being a beta tester, shoot an email over to support@askhpm.com. He is ready to go live with live ammunition for HQ 2.0. I can tell you it's not as robust at this time because we're slowly going to be moving over resources, but it's on the new framework and platform, and we're really, really excited. I got a sneak peek of it. It's way more functional. You guys will be able to see your sales pretty much live on where you're standing as long as you're using HPM Shop. You'll be able to, track your enrollments, track commissions. Can I get a hallelujah and amen for that? So this thing is definitely going to evolve into something massive and major. So really excited about that. And Mike's also saying it's going to have both HPM Shop and Health Sherpa enrollment synced in here. So you'll be able to see everything pretty much live. So Rosie's asking, are the live sales repeats? Okay, Mike says no. And all weekly commission statements will be punched over in here too. So if you're receiving commissions from HPM, you'll be able to see it here. Commissions direct from the carriers, that's another animal to tackle at another time. But if you're receiving any type of payment via HPM, such as your Ambetter commissions and agency owners, if you're receiving your overrides, you'll be able to see it here in HQ. And if you have suggestions, that's why we're really looking for beta testers, because we don't want to guess what you guys want in this thing. We want to know what you want in this thing. So we want you to have a voice. And if we don't hear from you, we're not going to be able to guess. So please let us know. All right. So with that, as we normally go, we're going to go over learning. We're going to go to our training calendar here. And once we open that up, I like to go to week mode so you can see what's going on. Again, not much going on this week, but there's a couple things. We've got Humana, knowing your SEPs for all year selling opportunities. And that's at 9:30 today. We've also got virtual HPM contracting question and answers later today at 10:30. So it is a bit light this week, so that is good, but there's a couple things going on in case you want to get that one training in as we're continuing to go. Let me check my messages here really quick. All right. Go. All right. All right. So that is a training for the week. I also, there's also a question in the chat. I'm just going to say out loud too. I'm reading these. How about the contracting journey for new agents? Also, what contracts have been requested? So yeah, Rosie, I think you're a beta tester with Mike. So that's all there. Mike is saying contracting journeys and timelines are part of HQ 2.0. He actually has a Loom there if you're interested in seeing what's going on. Great updates for HQ. We've definitely listened to the pain of contracting. And I will say, contracting in general, nobody has it figured out 100%. Even the best in the business, they still struggle with contracting woes. So it's like this never-ending Rubik's Cube, if you will, of, contracting. So, we have to be aware that, contracting is massively complex, and there's multiple owners to the contracting process, including the agent themselves. Not making excuses, because we want to bring transparency, and that's the other reason why we're building HQ. So that is what's going on there. I also want to point out the AEP contest here, 2026. You can check this out. Remember, we are going to St. Lucia. We've got a destination. It's the Hyatt Zoetree, all inclusive, fantastic location. And you can check your points here. Remember, you have to get, what was the point total? 60 points to get on the trip. 85 for a balcony upgrade, 115 to bring your bestie, and then 160 super sweet upgrade. So all of that is there. You could see here's the leaderboard. It looks like we've got a Rose Kofi sneaking in with 64, Kathy Fisher, Jeanette Velez, Alina Cerna, Michelle Braun, Riz Khan, Pamela Bondoc, Liz Caballero, Felicia Davis Holmes, Monica Stanley, Crystal Bowens, Maria Moran, Edviga Sirani, Sue Lee, and Gloria Gutierrez are all top agents looking to get on the trip. I will say that if you have about 60 to 70 points, I would do a couple more sales just in case, because if you had a duplicate, that's not going to count. If you have a chargeback, that's not going to count. If obviously those things, you want to have a little bit of a buffer. So obviously, make sure that you're prepared for that. Okay, so that's the AP contest. You can find it in HQ. Again, it's under commissions. All the instructions and everything are there, as I had mentioned before. There you go. We have a podcast, and we are up to, I think, number 10, episode 10. And it's been one journey for me, really kind of putting this whole thing together. So if you haven't subscribed, I would really appreciate that. I'm going to put it in the chat. So there's our YouTube there. There we go. And then if we look at Spotify, we've got that one too. Boom. And those have episode 10 on there. We're launching episode 11 this week. We have 13 that we're going to launch before the end of the year here. I've already shot episodes 1, 2, and 3 for season 2, which will be in Q1 of next year. So, really appreciate everybody subscribing to the channel. Making sure that your notification is on. So when we do actually, post one, about it, so you don't get behind on the episodes. It has some great content, training stuff that I wish I had done a long time ago. So if you're new or relatively new, or even if you feel like you've hit a plateau, I think some of these things are really going to help you. It's open to the public, so feel free to share, outside of HPM. That's cool. We're going to be building some training for next year as well. And I've got some cool things that I'm working on for Q1. So yeah, those are the episodes. Thank you guys for watching those. We really appreciate it. And your feedback is very much appreciated. I want to make sure that, that we're building episodes and things that you need right now. So before we bring on our guest, which I think I see Danae in here looking. Yeah, there she is. Cool. Before we're going to bring on our guest, I do want to talk about what we are going to be doing here for the rest of the year. So right now, it's December 22nd. I'm going to take a couple minutes and talk about what you should be doing right now. Okay. OEP is still open. You can still write healthcare.gov. You can still go on Health Sherpa and write for February 1st effective. Okay, the last day to enroll anybody is January 1st for open enrollment 2026. So January 15th is a cutoff, and we're writing for February 1st right now, unless you have an SEP. So if somebody calls you and says, hey, I actually just moved here, you can get them in for 1/1 with that specific SEP. So just make sure that you're doing that as far as ACA is concerned. For Medicare, you've got SEPs available now. The biggest one and most obvious one is CSNPs. So chronic condition plans are still open for business. You can write for 1/1. We've got a 5-star plan in a couple markets. Specifically, you've got Devoted, which is in certain markets. So check that out. So that's there. And then, of course, you need to be prepping for OEP. Now, if you've been through a couple of these AEPs, you know that OEP, January 1st through March 31st, is going to be all about customer service. So prepare yourself for customer service in January, and I would say one of the things you can do to get in front of your customer service is start calling your clients now and be proactive in January. Don't wait for them to call you. If they call you, it might be too late to fix the issue. Just know that. So if you get ahead of it and you call them and you're like, how's the plan working? Did you go see your doctor, your new doctor yet? Did you get your meds? Are you using the benefits that you were excited about? If not, then you really need to prep and prepare. Now, again, one of the things that I shared with you guys before is the journal, the finisher's journal, which I'm going to put in the chat here. Again, I have a code for you guys. I'm going to put that in the chat. You need to be planning. And I caught in the trap that I said to people, oh, I'm not a planner. Well, when you speak it, you become it. So I am now a planner, and I plan and I take time every day to plan my day, plan my week, plan my month, plan my quarter, and plan my year. And if you're not planning, you are going to have a problem. So top producers are planners, and I feel very strongly about that. I think that all of you guys should be planners. And so right now, the Finisher's Journal that I use every day they're doing crazy sales right now. So, check that out. Go in there. I ordered 4, 1 for each quarter. So I am ready to rock and roll. That code there gives you 15% off of the journal. So I was able to work that out with them. So you guys get a little bit of a discount. And then they just came out with this huge calendar where you can plan your entire year. You can see it. It's going to be right up here on my wall so I can see it every day. So excited about that. So let me get on Danae. Danae, I'm going to go ahead and make you a presenter here. It's going to take a second just to link and sync. Danae is with Better Health, VIP Care, Salud VIP, specifically, if I remember correctly, is her main gig these days. But we invited Danae and Better Health to be on to talk more about their organization. And, just exactly that same thing, how well are your clients? Are they happy with their doctor? And if they're not, Better Health VIP, Salud VIP are all great options for your clients. They've been around, and here she is on camera. Thank you, Danae. You're here, so welcome. We might not have audio here. Let me see.
I think I got it.
We got you. Perfect. Okay. Perfect. Welcome.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate the invitation, and happy holidays to all of you guys. Thank you for this amazing year. So far, we're seeing a tremendous growth in our clinics, and I'm sure it's due to all the partnership that we have with your group. For those that don't know me, my name is Danae, Director of Field Marketing for Better Health Group. We have Florida, Oklahoma, and Alabama, and hopefully in the future, we'll see HPM in those other 2 states. I believe Jadis and Elena are trying to get into the call, but those are the 2 field marketing managers that we have. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we have open access in a lot of our clinics still. The West Coast and the East Coast, Jacksonville, we just hire 2 new providers in those clinics. So if you guys have any patients that need a value-based provider, 5 stars all the way, let us know. We're looking forward to another amazing OEP. I know that, a lot of changes happens in January and February, right? So give us a call, keep us in mind, and we'll be there ready to work with you guys. All
right. Well, you're not getting off that easy. Because you and I have some cool things we're going to share with these guys today. So if you don't know, Danae was one of my first bosses ever. I did not have all this gray hair in my beard then, but I was a little kid that was trying to figure out what he wanted to do with his life. And, Danae was there at FPG as an executive, and she offered me my first real job. So I never forget that. And from there, I really fell in love with marketing the doctors, which was really, kind of interesting because I went to UCF and I, got my degree in marketing, and we just talked about products and services, but never really marketing about people. So I was like really intrigued by that. And so I want to ask you first, you've been in the business for a long time. What, when we talk about like marketing physicians, what challenges or what do you see out there that works? And then how can agents kind of leverage that, if you will?
Yeah, I think to market a physician, we got to know who they are, and scheduling that one-on-one meeting with the doctor. Go to the community liaison and schedule that lunch or breakfast with the doctor. My recommendation: take them out of the office. If they're in the office, they're going to have somebody coming into the meeting and asking them to sign a prescription or to approve something. Take them out for a little bit out of the office. Have that one meeting where you get to know who they are, what do they want, and then you will be able to represent them when you're in front of the patients. Okay, so getting to know the doctors, getting to know your office team members. Who is the office manager? Who is the gatekeeper of the office? Is usually your front receptionist. Those are the ones that allow us to talk to the rest of the people in the office or not. Building those relationships are the key. So, and also, like knowing what services are offered at the doctor's office. If it's an independent physician, what kind of line of business do they contract with? Are they with Medicaid, Medicare, commercial insurances? That's going to limit your access for your Medicare Advantage patients. Is the doctor fully dedicated to see geriatric patients, adult medicine? How much time do they spend with the patient? Is it a 15 minutes new patient appointment or is it a 45 minutes? With VIP care or Salud VIP, we spend 45 minutes to an hour. That is the slot dedicated for a new patient for the hospital follow-up. You want to know that because patients, especially our senior community, they want to know how much time am I going to have with my doctor versus that, am I going to see a nurse practitioner or a mid-level provider, and 6 months later is when I'm going to see the doctor. So those key elements of what is offered, what kind of open access, schedules, and so on is what you want to get to know from the physician and their practices.
That's amazing. And at FPG, I had my training wheels on, right? Like it was my job to go and kind of connect the doctors with the agents. And so I learned quickly that sometimes the doctors, it was hard to get them out of the office. They didn't want to go, or maybe they're a little shy, or, they didn't see the connection on like how to grow that practice. But you have physicians, you have affiliates as well within your organization, and they're owners. And I think your physicians are very engaged with that. So I felt like I was the linchpin, right? And you have two incredible reps here on the call, Elena and Jairus, who's on the call here, and they put their contact information. How important are these folks with like connecting the agent with the doctor in your mind?
Critical. Not only that, Elena and Jairus have been in this market for many years. They started as a community liaisons, and they now are the managers for the field marketing team. But they know exactly what it takes to connect the patient with the clinic, with the provider, to facilitate those appointments. If you have a patient that it wants to schedule an appointment for January 2nd, you can just reach out to Elena or Jairus or to the community liaisons, and I'm hoping that you'll have all the community liaisons assignment. If not, I will provide you, Justin, with that so you can pass it on to the rest of the team. We have 40 community liaisons for Better Health Group, and 90% of those CLs are here in the state of Florida. So we have a community liaison assigned to a maximum of 3 or 4 clinics. And those are the clinics that we have open access, that we have, schedules available for new patients. So every one of us, even myself, and I'll post my cell phone, 407-450-0237. You guys can always give us a call if you have a patient that needs an appointment. We can schedule those appointments right there on the spot. But to answer your questions, Elena and Jairus are very important, and I think that they already know pretty much every one of the agents from HPM. And guys, if you can just post your contact information as well.
No, that's absolutely what I was getting at, because this was my first job, and I made a lot of great friends with agents because I was giving them leads. And I was like, oh wait, what? Okay, what? Everybody, everybody loves me, right? But that was my job. My job was to go out and connect the agent physicians, and then look for opportunities in the community. So you're a big advocate for like getting out there and doing events and getting in front of the seniors. What are some things that maybe your team does or that you think agents should be doing starting in January, like just to get prepped and ready to go?
One of the things that I heard you saying earlier today, Jason, was OEP is customer service, right? Mm-hmm. Retention, right? I mean, not only that, several agents were calling the patients during AEP, they're going to be calling them after OEP. They're calling them right now, right? So for us, it's very critical that if you place a patient into the VIP care or Salud VIP clinics or any of our Better Health Group affiliates, if you hear any noise from those patients, please let us know. Okay. We want to make sure that we're going to fix whatever issue is there. Number one. Number two, patient retention. Or if there's any patients that perhaps they went to another IPA, their experience was not as good as it was promised to them. Keep in mind that we really work really hard on delivering the services that we promote. We want to make sure that our patients are happy. The less noise that you hear from the patients that you place in VIP care, the less issues that they're having with the clinic the care that they're receiving in our clinics. So just communication. Let us know what's going on. What activities do we do, from open house events to Valentine's celebration, just name it, all kinds of activities. The idea is to keep the patients engaged. The future leads that we have, that we keep them engaged, that eventually they're going to turn around and say, hey, can I speak with an agent about all the different benefits? Where do I go? We do have several independent events and activities according to the growth priority of the clinics. Okay. So we might have a clinic, and I will use the Jacksonville clinic, where we have 2 new providers. Then we're going to be doing a lot of activities, and we're going to support those activities with different marketing channels, social media, mailing, whatever is needed to promote those clinics, so we can partner with those activities with you as well.
That's amazing. And, I'm going to talk about 2 things right now is like, in my opinion, and you've seen this too, Danae, is typical agents will come in and say, oh, well, give me leads. And if you don't give me enough leads, then I'm going to go work somewhere else. And let me tell you right now, guys, that is the wrong attitude. It is absolutely wrong on how you be approaching physicians. And I've iterated this before, but I just want to say that a physician is not a lead generation opportunity. A physician is your partner to protect your book of business. And you need to lock in with a physician that is going to help you protect your book of business, because it is really hard to go out there and find a client, enroll them in a plan. And then if that doctor is not protecting your book, if you don't have a good partnership, then you're just spinning your wheels. You're going to have to call that patient back, and that physician might have another relationship with another agent, whatever that looks like. And it's out there. It does happen. So I would say, like, priority 1 is why should you work with Better Health, is because they have reps that are going to help you protect your book of business. They're going to give you opportunities to go out there and market yourself. But most importantly, they're going to lock in your patients. So if you have issues, then you have a team member that's kind of there to protect. They're going to help you lock in your client to you, but also to them as well. It's a lot harder to move a patient when they're happy with their physician, they're happy with their agent, and they're happy with their plan. You're not going to touch that person, That's what you want to get. The second thing I want to point out is what you had mentioned. You have initiatives. You have new physicians that come in. These are physicians that essentially are starting with 0 patients. Okay. And why is that important? Imagine you're an agent. You get to work with a brand new Better Health doctor. You've got Elena out there, or whoever's working the Jacksonville market, and they're out there marketing for this physician and getting leads and putting patients with that physician. And if you're lock in step with them, who's the agent that's going to need to enroll that person? And I don't know what you would call a full panel, but like, let's say 400 members, I'm guessing is probably red capping out. And you own half of that with that physician. Like that's amazing in my opinion, So can you talk a little bit about that relationship and like retention, and then, that marketing again, and how important it is?
Yeah. And just to recap on the panels, we do close the panels of our providers at 600 patients. So,
Wow.
Typical physician in the community is going to have 3-4 3 or 4,000 patients in their panels. 600 is the magic number for us. So that provider is going to have access to see these patients 4 times a year and to have acute visits every day, or hospital follow-ups and new patient appointments for 45 minutes to an hour. And that is the key for us. And that's what it has made us so successful through the years. Activities, obviously, every one of the sales in the market is going to drive all kinds of activities to promote those physicians. We typically have the health plans also wanting to transfer patients to us. Right now, we have a couple of markets where the Freedoms of the World, the Humanas, and the Care Plus are saying, hey, so-and-so is being termed. By the way, look how Better Health Group, we need access to 900 patients or 700 patients in these markets. What happens during those times is that we need the relationship with the agents. We need you guys to help us out, because that patient that might have plan A or plan B might not be the right fit for that patient at that location, because the specialists are not there and the benefits are not the right benefits. So those relationships are critical. Our EMR, our electronic medical record, has a feature where we have the agent on file. So the agent on file, if you place a patient into our clinics, please let the patient know, or let the community liaison know that you are placing that patient with Better Health, because we are going to document you as the agent on file. Something comes up, we're going to reach out to you. Every year, and this came up during this open enrollment, where the office identified that a couple of patients were being placed by a different agent. I'm like, no, we have an agent on file here. What happened with that agent? Hello, can we, we reach out to the agent on file and we tell them, hey, by the way, these 2 patients are coming from a different agent. Are you aware of this? You might want to reach out to these patients. So we do value this relationship tremendously. It is gold to us to know who the agent on file is and to have that information in our EMR. Also, there is a lot of patients, not a lot in some of the, I will say in the South Florida, but there are some areas where we have traditional Medicare patients, right? Mm-hmm. And they are ready to, especially during IEP, obviously, to go into a Medicare Advantage. So who is the agent that we're working with? We just did a campaign for AEP, educational campaign, where we sent hundreds of mailers to traditional Medicare patients, where we wanted to promote the Medicare Advantage plans. And that's when we said, okay, who are the top agents? Who are the referring agents? Well, this is my opportunity to say thank you. HPM, we have a handful of patients that we need you to help us with the Medicare Advantage enrollments.
Beautiful. And that's just reiterating what I was mentioning earlier. It's these opportunities come from the partnership, the trust that you create when you work with physicians like Better Health. And so when you're lockstep and you're giving them patients, but remember they're your partner. They're kind of like the lock on the gate. You get them into that clinic. But like Danae is saying, all of these opportunities are going to be given to the agents that have a relationship with the clinics, not to just random agents. They're not going to call you out of the blue unless they get overwhelmed, maybe, but we'll handle all that with you. But Danae, this has been fantastic. Is there anything else that you would like folks to know about Better Health, VIP care, or Salud VIP?
Well, again, thank you for the partnership. We do have new clinics and new providers. Well, COVID, Apatka, we have brand new providers that they still have a couple hundred slots open for new patients. Sebastian Clinic just opened up. So just keep us in mind. And I see that JD's and Atlanta already posted their contact information, but I will pass on the information to you and the rest of the leadership team with HPM of the clinics that are coming up. We do have about 10 clinics, as you guys know. A couple of years ago, with the changes with the HCC model, we closed a couple clinics, and we call them, they're the dark clinics, where they are going live as we speak. So more opportunities are coming up. We feel very strong right now about this growth of the membership and we're looking forward to continue growing with HPM.
Outstanding. Danae, thank you so much for
Thank you.
being on the call today. I know it's a Monday before Christmas. Merry Christmas to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The same to you. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, guys, that's it for today. Thank you all for being on the call. We will be here next Monday as well. And we really appreciate everybody and your time and attention. Remember, we are also recording these calls on YouTube, so you can go out there and get this information if you came in a little bit late or whatever the case might be. But we will be back here next Monday to close out the year. So until then, I hope everyone has a fantastic, safe, happy holiday. Merry Christmas to everybody, and we will see you on Monday. Take care, guys.